All right, pre-show shenanigans. This is a spur of the moment idea. This could go poorly. This could go really well. We'll
Okay.
see. Also, you have an option on how you would like to do this, but inspired by what we were talking about just before we started recording, the best hype up songs. Okay, I have a little quick proposal.
Okay. All
I
right.
think we should do a quick little draft of pre-game hype up songs. Now
I think
we
we've
could.
done this before. I
I
think
think
we've
we
done a
might
draft
have.
once before.
I think we might have, but we are going. We're the whole point of this is for one of us is going to say one thing that is not a technical song, but it's going to hit.
Well, will that be the first thing? I think you had to have to draft it first overall to have claim to it because it will be likely the first overall. It'd be a first. It's a first round selection.
Yes, it is. But for the purpose of this, it will have to be said last. You know what? Maybe the draft is not the greatest idea.
Draft is probably not. I think it might just be we say it and then we just go back and forth and just bring up songs. I think
All
that would
right.
be the way to do it.
The
The people
number
need to
one,
know. Yeah, the
the
people need to
number
know.
one hype song. Now I'm specifically saying like a pregame uh hype up song, but it doesn't need to
To
be a
clarify,
game.
clarify. We're not talking about pregame, like pregaming going out. We're talking like you're about to be playing in an actual game or like going to
very
take a
good,
test. We need
very
to
good
clarify that
point.
this is not
Yes,
a
yeah, very
pre-game
good
hype up song. It
clarification.
is a
Pre
space game,
sporting game.
sporting event or test or like
Well,
locking. You just need
this
to
is
kind
where
of
we're
lock
going to
in.
extend it. When I'm thinking pregame, this could also be extended to before going out. This is a pre anything, a hype up song.
Oh,
Okay, hype up song.
I think I'll be honest.
Hype up song.
For me, a pre-game song and a pre
Hype up song.
there's two different things. Like I'm not listening to our first selection here if I'm pre-gaming. It's not happening.
Oh, buddy.
We don't do that. It's
There
specific.
have been a couple of there have been a couple of nights. There have been a couple of nights where I do
I
play
think
that
you
song
need to choose a lane. I think you
ready.
need to say it's either pre-game going out or pre-game sporting game. You have to pick a lane. Which one? And that's because for me that matters.
It pre the thing is it's extended to other things, not just a pre-sporting
There's a
event.
difference. I mean, there's a difference between pre-sporting event, pre-exam, pre.
No, that side. Okay,
Yeah,
you're
but like
you're about to do something, and you're hyping yourself up.
yeah,
Okay,
pre-going out for me though is
but
a different thing.
going out to drink that's
That's just a
that is a
different that's
mission.
different music for me though.
But all right, forget that. Not going out pregame. Pregame, a task you have to do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I thought you were going to say the number one song. Yeah, there you go.
The number one song in this scenario, without question, is the NFL Fox on the NFL theme song on Fox. Without question, the number one hype up song. I would listen to this before every single test. Every single test I've taken in the last 7 years, 6 years, I would listen to this song before that, and then immediately afterwards, I would listen to "Feel the Love." Those are the two songs that get me.
I mean,
most amped.
I'll tell the Waterboy Fable this amount. Like today, I had to give a speech of sorts. I had to give a presentation of sorts. And I texted Grant. I was driving to go do this, and I texted Grant a picture of the songs I was listening to in the car, and the very first one was NFL theme on Fox. That's just anytime you send that to me or send that to you or anybody gets sent that, you know exactly what's about to go down.
Yeah, it's just the NFL Fox theme song. It hits different. Like it hits me different. And I saw a recent poll ranking all the NFL theme songs by all the different broadcasting companies. And at number one, they had Sunday Night Football. And objectively speaking, it probably is the best.
The best song because it's actually a song.
But when I hear that song, the Sunday Scaries hit like a freight train when I hear that song. So
Look,
that conjures Sunday scaries for
I
me.
also
And
think
so
that
that's why NFL Fox is my
that's its
one
own
lock.
thing though, because that's the only song that has lyrics. Like I think that needs to be excluded because it's not fair. It's the only one that has lyrics.
Uh, what are the? Oh, are you saying waiting all day for Sunday night?
Yeah, I'm saying waiting all day
No,
for Sunday
no,
night.
no, 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 no. I'm thinking da 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 da
Oh,
da da
oh, oh.
da 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 da
I
da
got you. The
da da
bells.
da da
The
da da
bells.
da da da
Yeah, yeah,
da
yeah.
da. That brings the
Yeah.
Sunday
I thought you were
scaries.
talking about Carrie Underwood
No,
here.
that yeah, no, no, no.
Because
That
that is
yeah,
more
that's no,
associated
no,
with
no, no,
Sunday
no.
Night
Not
Football to
Carrie
me
Underwood.
than
Not Carrie
okay.
Underwood. That's
Okay.
unfair. You were
Yeah, no,
right. That is
that's
unfair.
why I was confused.
But I'm specifically thinking of
Yeah, no, I got you.
that one. That just hits me with the Sunday scaries, and it's like tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah, no, that gets you very close to the time in which you're gonna have to go
You
to bed
face
and wake up for
reality
the
when you
next
hear
day
that
in
song.
reality. Yeah,
You
no,
face reality.
that is unfortunate. Yeah, no, that is difficult, especially when your team is not the one playing. It makes it really hard.
Yeah, and trust me, there's not been many Sunday nights where the Los Angeles Chargers have been playing.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure. Um, yeah, I mean, other songs though, like I'll listen to "Fortunate Son." I told you that one. "Holiday" by Green Day does gets me a little amped up for whatever I'm doing. "Lose Yourself," Eminem. I think that applies to basically everything.
I would say "Lose Yourself" Eminem has it's just become so like a meme uh,
Really,
that
a meme?
I can't get hyped
You
up
think it's
listening
a?
to
I
"Lose
don't know if I've
Yourself."
really
I
defined it
can't.
as a meme, but are you just
It's
talking
the
about
most
knees weak, arm
stereotypical
spaghetti?
answer for a hype up song, and it
See,
doesn't
that's
hit me
different.
anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's
No,
fair. That's
no,
fair.
it doesn't hit me anymore. I When I hear that song, I imagine like a group of t-ball players getting hyped up, and I just can't take it seriously.
I've got Panda, Panda, Panda,
Panda.
Panda,
Oh,
Panda.
wow.
Yeah, a
That is a
little
throwback.
curveball there. Yeah, no, a
I
little
haven't heard that one in a minute, not gonna lie.
very
Uh
very good. It works well. I'll be honest. It does
Shout
work
out
well.
the 2014 Ohio State national championship team, Catch a Body by Shy Glizzy, one of my all-time favorites. Also Slippery by Migos. That you hear the start of do 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 do. Oh my god, gets me going. It gets me going every single time. And then uh uh going to bus AP, yeah, slide on the water like a jet ski, yeah. Uh Ric Flair drip.
Oh,
Ric
there you
Flair
go.
drip gets me. Oh, that gets me pumped.
I
Uh
I've got "Man of the Year" by Juice World. That
oh,
one works pretty well.
yeah, I'd say that one's like a little too like uppity for me.
I see.
I'm more of a
I kind of need that. I need to get the
you
my
know, I'm
adrenaline
more
needs
of
to
a
get increased.
I get the bag Gucci Mane type of guy
Okay.
myself. Yeah, that one also gets me going. Uh RIP by Cardi, of course. I'm
I
scrolling through
do.
an interesting set
So
of songs on here. The Race Take, haven't heard
yeah,
that one in a
I
minute,
was gonna
but
say one that I have. You would. It's from Creed 2. It's called "Running." Running. It's by ASAP Rocky. I don't know who else is on it actually. To be honest,
yeah, I may know that one. I
ASAP
may know
Rocky,
that
ASAP
one.
Ferg, and Nicki Minaj. But it's like he's like in the desert, like, and he's like running in front of the car, and he's like boxing and preparing to go do like the fight. It's like the end scene.
Yes.
He's in the set. Like it's playing there, and that's kind of in my one of the songs that I play.
Pray for Me by The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar, and I imagine myself as T'Challa walking into the casino gambling scene.
Yeah, All Stars. Is it All Stars? All the Stars. What? All the Stars.
Yes.
What is it called? That one is good as well.
Yeah, that
From
one
Black
doesn't get me
Panther.
hyped,
No,
per se.
it's a good song. It is a good song.
Good
That just made
song.
me think. It just made me
Yeah,
think about that.
sure. Okay, yeah, I just came across an interesting set of songs. There was a time period where Sicko Mode got me going for like a month and a half, and then that truly got memed into oblivion. We had to retire that one. That one is
Unfortunately,
retired.
I do have Godzilla on this list. I don't know if
Oh,
that counts.
Godzilla. Oh yeah, I am aware of that one. But oh yeah, here at the end, no, Feel the Love on my
Yeah,
hype
that's
up
your closer.
playlist. I have Feel the Love 13 times at the end of this playlist. So I really wanted to reiterate that point. Feel the love. But just some, the whole point of this is to put everybody on the NFL Fox on theme song. The whole point of this is to, if you need to get yourself hyped up to do
NFL
something.
on Fox, miles above everything else. I will say, ironically, for my finals last semester, I was standing in the hallway. I had my AirPods in, and I was talking like to my friends. And I was like, "Hold on, give me a minute." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "I'm listening to the NFL theme song." They're like, "You're joking, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm literally listening to the NFL. Like that's how I get ready for my exams. I listen to the NFL theme song."
It hits differently. It's a different. I think what does it justice is
it's a different animal, same beast. Kobe Bryant.
I am imagining Cam Newton staring at the Legion of Boom running out of the tunnel. And that song reminds me of that moment every single time. And so like, that's why it's so powerful,
Yeah. I'm a big envisioning myself in the tunnel walkout, like, game day, like more of a personal experience at running out of the tunnel and everything for game day. But
I would say, my experience is running out of the tunnel. It was either we were clearly so much better than the other team that we are quite literally messing around while we are running out of the tunnel, or we're so inferior to the guys we're about to play and we're all shitting our pants running out of the tunnel. Not many times was it an even 50-50 matchup where we were hyped. Did not happen very frequently.
Yeah. Very different levels of standard there.
Yeah, now that I think, I'm thinking of my high school football teams, I think we got up once all year in the season. Literally one time all season. We got up for a game one time. Ooh, yikes. Oh. Sorry, Coach On. Love you, man. In the slight chance he's listening, I know he's not. But all right. That's going to wrap up the pre-show. Without further ado, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. It is episode 306, and the Florida Gators are national champions. MLB, interesting stuff with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Seems we have a healthy amount of fans online already calling for heads, already want heads to roll, and to that, I applaud all of you. It is this energy that is going to propel the front office to make major changes. So keep the pressure on, boys. Keep it on. But Florida Gators are national champions.
I called it.
Yeah.
It might not have been. It might not have been a decimation.
The of Houston part.
I did say that I had more expectation that Houston will lose the game and choke the game away than I would Florida winning.
That part you hit it on. The part of Houston losing, and we sorted that out last episode.
We did.
You were much more confident in Houston losing than Florida winning, and that is kind of what ended up
happened actually verbatim.
So, just real quick, March Madness recap. Final Four was electric. We had games down to the wire. But generally speaking, that championship game, maybe it was because all of my picks were bounce and I didn't have any like leg in it, but I was in it in the Final Four, so it like kind of stung. But the game objectively was just so college basketball. That first half was...
Dude, I'll be honest, watching the first 3 minutes of that game where it was just, they were going really fast, but it was just miss shot, miss three, miss layup. I'm like, just, oh my God.
The worst contested layups you've ever seen in your life. Like, why are you shooting right now? Like, what in your mind thinks you're going to take two dudes on and hit? No,
it's like Walter Clayton's hitting, trying to hit half court threes with the guy right in his face, and it's just missing. Like, yeah, dude, there's a reason you're missing right now.
Yeah, but it was just college basketball on display at its finest. Though, objectively speaking, Final Four championship round was very exciting.
Yeah. I will say, by the way that game was going, for it to end on essentially them Houston just staring at the ball,
you gotta
expecting
get a shot
foul.
off.
Like, I mean,
gotta get a shot off. We
Like
got to start there. You got to get a shot off at the end.
he definitely thought he got fouled on that, but like what he was literally staring at the ball. Like the ball was just bouncing. He just stared at it. Like, he did nothing.
Yeah, and also it wasn't like really a great look to begin with. It was a deep three. You know, I kind of it just expected a little bit more. At least get a shot off. You know, if he misses it, all right, whatever. But for it to end like that, ooh, ooh, yikes. And realistically speaking, that is Houston's ceiling. I was under the impression Houston had won natties when they had Hakeem and Clyde Drexler. They never won any there.
They have
So
not won one, period.
if they weren't winning natties with Hakeem and Clyde Drexler, you're not going to win natties.
I'm
So
telling you,
that
I
was
know
the
Kelvin
ceiling.
Sampson. I know Kelvin Sampson. Been around Houston a little too much with the American Conference. Seen them a little too much. I know them.
Yeah, I feel bad. Yeah, no, I do feel bad. That
I
that
don't.
stings to go out like that. That sucks.
I am perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, but it is interesting. That is the ceiling. The problem with Houston is, um, at the end of the day, Uncle Drew said it best. Basketball is about getting buckets, and when you can't get buckets in the last 2 minutes of the game, you're usually not going to have a good time.
No, typically that does
You're
not
not going to have a
end
good time.
great.
Yeah, so that was the problem with Houston, making shots at the end. But more importantly, I don't think anyone could be more sick to their stomach than Duke fans right now watching that national championship. They're sitting
Yeah,
there just like, oh my, mm. Oh, it was literally right there. They would have steamrolled Florida probably. Like the way Florida was looking in
that
that
the way
first
they
half,
looked, dude. Yeah,
they probably would have.
Cooper Flag would have probably dropped like 35.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And also, I just like uh Florida's big man Condon.
Mm-hmm.
He was like
A 7'9"
afraid.
guy, right?
No, no, no. That's the younger guy.
Oh,
Condon's like only 7'6".
he's the one that kept getting travel calls.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
okay.
afraid to shoot. Like
Yeah,
he'd get the ball and he was like, "What the
pass
heck?
it out.
What?" And he was afraid to shoot. It was kind of
He
insane.
did get more points though. I believe he scored more on average than this game than the last game that they
Oh
played.
yeah, no, no. Like
So
it was like ramping up, but like that was part of the Houston game plan. Like let Condon get the ball and then watch him panic because he's afraid to shoot. And it was working in the first half. But like I mean, if you're a Houston spectator, Duke spectator, you are sick to your stomach right now. Like Houston, they were just winning the whole game. Like it was in control. And then the end of the half is really when it all just unraveled. I forget exactly how it happened, but I think they had like a 7 or 8 point lead with like a minute and a half left, and that got cut to I think a 3 point lead. Uh, it was just bad vibes. At the end of the half, out of Houston, but overall March Madness recap. I would say
give me a score out of 10 here. What out of 10 score for this March Madness? 10 being the best March Madness you've ever seen, one being absolutely poor.
I would say it is a 7. And
I
the
was gonna
reason
say
it
six
is
and a half. So we're on the
the
same
reason
target.
why it's a 7 is because for the most part, for me, what kills March Madness, what has killed me is when Houston would get bounced in the Sweet 16, and they're my champion in the past. Or that one year Villanova got bounced by 8 seed Wisconsin, and your champion is just out of the tournament uh, very quick. That is what kills March Madness for me. And so this year I had Auburn winning it all, and just them still being in it in the Final Four was enough for me to make this a 7. Even though we didn't really get the upsets the first round, my bracket was awful after the opening weekend. Uh, the fun was still there with your champ still being alive. And so because all the ones did end up going to the Final Four, that like all these bracket pools were still, oh shit, like on Final Four championship night. And so because of that, giving it a 7.
Yeah, I would like to just say that I have accurately picked the Natty winner the previous 2 years. Last year I picked UConn. This year I accurately picked Florida. So we'll see if I can go for a three-peat next year. But I remember now why I absolutely despised Houston. It was because in 2023, I picked Houston to win in all of my brackets.
Okay, so see,
that was why I
shared trauma.
Yes, that was where this all started.
I picked Auburn this year. The 2 seasons before this year, I picked Houston to win it all.
Yeah, I will say, so I don't know scorched. How.
I had Gonzaga over Houston.
But considering a lot of my teams ended up getting bounced early this tournament, I ended up
Final Four championship picks.
No, like Sweet 16, Elite 8, kind of like
that's fine though.
But I still ended up, my best bracket was 94% overall, and the bracket I put in my groups was 80, basically 90%. So
for my personal trends, I'm giving myself a plus this year. This is the first time in like 3 years where my official bracket I submitted for groups did better than the very first gut initial reaction bracket I made. So first time in 3 years. Last 3 seasons, my gut just, I see the bracket, I just go. That would be better than what I actually said.
That's kind of what I do. Well, I changed, actually, I made one change this year after we talked about Houston, and you convinced me Gonzaga would beat Houston. So I blame you. Actually.
I actually, yeah,
I blame you. I should have gone with
that loss also took a lot of hurt on me because I genuinely think I told like 45 people to take.
Yeah, no credibility. Maybe your credibility. I think I took gone.
Literally, like
credibility's out the window.
I would say I feel like, I don't know, like Ryan Clark right now, but he doesn't know what shame is. At least I know what shame is. Remember that, Waterboy faithful.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, overall, it was fun March Madness at the end. The games obviously weren't great. I think I think at one point, the favorites were hovering spreads at like 85%. It was like, oh shit, they're not even competitive games. But March Madness is my favorite time of the year. It's all over. I will be watching One Shining Moment many more times this week. But they'll wrap it on college basketball season.
Only time we'll ever talk about college basketball. But I want to talk a little bit about the Masters. Also, only time we'll ever really talk about golf. We talked about it a little bit, but Grant, I have some interesting facts here in determining who is going to win the Masters this year. Think about it as golf Ken Palm a little bit here, okay? I've got just a list of things that has been frequently applied for like founder and all the winners. So first of all, 13 of the last 13 winners of the Masters have gained at least 18 total strokes to green in their 4 tournaments before the Masters win. Do I know what that means? No. But
you just spoke a
different language for the
you spoke in Egyptian hieroglyphics
for the dimple heads out there. Hey, we're helping all fan bases here. We're helping all fan bases on this podcast.
No idea what you just said, but yeah,
whatever that means.
Nod and smile.
There are currently 14 players. So remember, last 13 of 13 winners. That has been the case. There are currently 14
Do we know
players
how many
in this tournament that apply for
entered previous Masters that had those qualifications as well?
Entering those previous ones, I don't know. But this year is 14 players. There are 14 players that qualify. I'll just pick out the ones that I can identify because I don't know all these people. But Scotty Scheffler, Morikawa, McIlroy, DeChambeau, Zally, McIntyre, and Kevin Yu.
And by Zally, you mean William Zalatoris?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Willie Z's still in it.
Willie Z is still in it. Now,
what about Brooks?
Brooks is not on that.
Bryson not in it.
Bryson DeChambeau. DeChambeau is on that list. Okay. He's there. He's there.
Bryson's there. What about my guy, Ohio State guy, Neil Shipley?
Shipley is not on that list.
Damn it. Go Bucks. OH.
Yeah. IO.
No Rory?
No, Rory's there. I said McIlroy.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I know him by the first name.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no.
when
My
you say
bad.
the last names, it doesn't
It's
register
out.
as quickly in my head. I got to think a little bit harder,
So
which not fun for me.
additionally, I have a list of 19 things that have applied to previous winners.
Okay, I'm looking just at the tee times. Screw it, I'm getting up at 6 out of respect for Fred Couples. Out of respect, I'm getting up at 6.
You'll like this. You'll like this. So I now have 19 things. That's just the general trends of the past Masters winners. Okay,
spitball me.
So let's remember the list that we just went over. Okay, I'm just going to quickly run through this. And then I want to get to my point because we're not going to really know what most of this stuff is. Or it's not going to be interesting.
We'll figure it out.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be interesting to talk about. But winner trends. There are 19 things here. 45 of the last 45 winners had played in at least one previous Masters tournament. Not a big thing. 26 of the last 27 made the cut at the Masters the year before they won. 25 of the last 27 winners have finished 30th or better in a previous Masters tournament. 57 of the last 60 winners did not win the Masters the year before. Tough for Scotty. Tough look for Scotty. 23 of the last 25 winners were ranked in the top 30 in world rankings. Tough for Jon Rahm this year. Do not take that spread or whatever that line is. 18 of the last 19 winners were not the betting favorite for the week. So Scotty is. We'll see you later, Scotty. 21 of the last 26 have played in at least 3 previous Masters. 14 of the last 16 had at least 4 previous career wins. 14 of the last 16 had won a tournament on US soil.
Quick, career wins, major wins, or just any PGA Tour
major wins. Major wins. Nondescript, but I'm assuming major wins.
Let's assume it's major wins.
14 of the last 16 had won a tournament on US soil within the 2 years leading up to the Masters. We're getting to some ESPN stats
now,
here.
That one seems like any PGA Tour event.
Yeah. 13 of the past 15 winners had finished in top 6 of a major tournament within 2 years of leading up to the Masters wins. 15 of the last 15 finished 35th or better in the previous start of the Masters. So that means last year they finished 35th or better. 13 of 13.
Is there any big names that are disqualified because of all those facts?
I don't know what most of the stats for these players for this year are. I'm giving this to the Dimpleheads to figure that out for us. I'm stating it.
So just you're just kind of throwing out.
I do have a list of players that we're going to apply this to. I have a list, but I personally do not have like the stats.
Okay.
13 of the last 13 had gained at least 18 total strokes, tee to green in the 4 events prior to the Masters. What we just talked about. 15 of the last 15 ranked inside the top 30. 15 of the last 17 winners ranked outside the top 50 in putting in the year leading up. 15 of the last 16 ranked inside the top 50 in driving distance. 11 of the last 12 gained at least 0.25 strokes per round around the green in the 16 rounds before their Masters win. 13 of the last 15 ranked inside the top 40 in par 5 scoring. And 13 of the last 16 ranked inside the top 40 and going for the green in the year leading up to the Masters. Now, a lot of information. Neither of us really know what most of that means. But thinking about what we talked about before this, Grant, with the tee to green thing.
Minwoo Lee is winning the Masters, right?
Grant, only one player fits all 19 of those things that I listed and fits the thing that we just talked about. One player.
Tiger Woods.
Rory.
Oh my.
Rory.
Okay. All right. I want Rory to win so bad.
Now, let me say the rest here. Let me say the rest here.
Get me interested for the shit he's about to talk on Live afterwards. Oh my God.
Rory qualifies. So like, we want to talk a value bet. Rory McIlroy. That's the value bet.
Google that real quick.
2 players fit 17 of the 19 of these trends. Scotty Scheffler and DeChambeau. 2 players fit 16 of 19 in Patrick Cantlay and Jon Rahm. However, we know both of them are disqualified based on what we have the 13 of the last 13 winners. 4 players fit 15 of the 19 trends in Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, Russell Henley, and Xander Schauffele, whatever his name is. I believe Russell Henley is the only one.
Zero clue how to pronounce it. I've heard Schauffele.
Russell Henley is the only one that qualifies based on the previous thing we looked at for the 13 of 13 winners. So out of that, we know it has to be Rory McIlroy, can't be Scotty, Bryson DeChambeau, or Russell Henley. That's it. That's our selection, Grant. It's one of those 4.
Russell Henley's at a juicy 45-1. Now, I don't know if this extends more, but could the play be a Russell Henley top 5 finish at plus 750. Could that be the play? Could that be the play, Everett?
I think what's plus 10? What's finishing top 10?
Top 10
Yeah.
plus 355. Plus 750 top 5.
I know, but like I feel like for a Russell Henley, there's more of a likelihood that he just collapses and finishes top 10.
No, I know. But I don't know if I could live myself.
Yeah, what's Roy's
third in the Masters, and I didn't believe.
What's Rory's odds for each of those?
Not great. Rory is the second betting favorite to win behind Scotty. So Rory to win the Masters is plus 625. That sounds like awful odds in my eyes. Top 5 plus 150. No, thank you. Stay away. Top 10 minus 140. Yeah, no one's doing those. So yeah.
I mean, Grant, he is the only one that fits all 19 and is on the other list.
I know, but like I would love that more if he was like the 4th favorite to win. But like he's the set like Vegas is being like, oh yeah, like Vegas
has looked into these ESPN stats way too much. They've looked
Vegas
into these.
Is well aware. They're
they've looked into this.
I think the play is that a Russell Henley prayer on that top 10 or top 5. Sprinkles, Everett. Sprinkles. Okay. Don't put the whole frosting on the cupcake. Just sprinkles. Okay.
Those sprinkles might not stick very well.
Well, good. Okay. We're not really locking into the sprinkles that hard.
Can we do confetti cake? Because the sprinkles are now inside the cupcake.
Oh, no. A confetti king sprinkles. That's
too much of a
disaster. That's a disaster.
It's okay.
Too many sprinkles. You sprinkled too much shit on there. I'm talking.
We're talking like a little salt bay, like on the steak.
That's
too much.
Too much.
That's too much.
I'm saying 3-finger pinch.
Drop.
Done.
That's it. Okay.
Done.
All right. Okay.
I'm talking like a quarter unit. Not a tenth of a unit. What's the point? A quarter unit. All right. A third of a unit. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
It's great for people that bet $1.
A half unit. We don't unit shame on this pod. So I'm not going to disclose my units, but we're just going to go off of units. Okay.
Yeah. No unit shaming. No unit shaming.
We do not unit shame.
We do not unit shame. No,
we do not unit shame on this podcast.
No. But yeah, on top of that, you about a unit shame?
I just remembered something, but that's going to go back to college basketball. No,
we don't want to
do
that.
Bringing that up. No,
I mean you can. We can go back. I guess.
Okay. Is it just me, or do you agree that Coach K was really, really happy Houston beat Duke and bounced them?
I'll be honest, I was not paying attention.
Well, just like I'm not saying like anything I've seen or anything. Just like
think he was happy
as a person who watched Coach K Duke for so long and have heard stories of instances he's done.
He's still helping the program out, so I don't know if he's happy.
Yeah, no, he's like the emperor. He has his office above the he's the overwatcher.
Yeah, no, I don't think that he's happy. I know that you were saying that more of a, not necessarily a full on like genuine question, but I do not think that he's actually happy.
You don't?
No.
You don't think there was
actually maybe he is happy because maybe he will be happy because the fact that they lost and the fact that it's probably going to be a really crappy team drafting number 1 overall. Maybe Cooper Flagg decides to stay for another year. Maybe that will make him happy. Maybe that's why he's happy.
Okay, no. Okay, you see, you're coming at this from an angle that like Coach K cares more about Duke basketball than Coach K. You're incorrect in that thought process. That is wrong. Coach K cares significantly more about Coach K's legacy than Duke basketball. And I know Coach K was so happy seeing this Duke team being like the highest rated analytical team ever. You got Cooper Flagg, you got NBA players littered all over the court. And then they choke like that in that fashion. I know Coach K deep down is just like, see, hey, John, this coaching thing isn't as easy as it looks. You're
thinking a little Bill Belichick.
For someone like me with 5 national championships, I obviously know how to get it done. You'll get there eventually. Maybe one day you can reach my greatness. It's going to be really, really tough, John, but one day you may be able to. And I know that's what he's thinking. He's like so egotistical. College basketball coaches are like truly the most despicable coaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like college football is bad. Don't get me wrong.
No.
It's bad.
Yes, it is very bad. But
But
also, I think the
college
thing that makes
basketball dudes are leaving literally every single season
well
to
that, and
leave.
I also think because there's so many less players in college basketball, like on a
You're
team, that the
able to
coach,
do that.
yeah,
You're
well,
able
that
to just leave.
the coach just also can eviscerate individual players, and they know them way better to be able to do that.
Oh,
Like
100%. 100%.
positional coaches on college teams are like they know
Yeah.
their specific groups of players kind of the same way
Yes.
that a basketball head coach knows his players. So, or an
I'll
offensive
be honest,
coordinator knows
I've never
his
looked into
quarterback.
this. You, how many assistants are on a call? 3, 4?
College basketball,
Yeah.
like
You know
three,
how many? 3,
like three.
4?
I think like three.
Yeah, I'm trying to yeah. Like cuz I was hearing something. I think it was from like Bruce Pearl. Oh yeah, it was from Bruce Pearl cuz uh I think Todd Golden is his name. The Florida head coach, he was Bruce Pearl's assistant at Auburn for years before
Yeah,
he went to Florida. And like Bruce Pearl was saying that by the end of Todd Golden's time at Auburn, he trusted Todd so much with like his scouting of opponents that he would like not let him draw up the plays, but let's say they're about to take a timeout. There's like one possession left. They're about to call a timeout. He would have Todd stand up, get your ass off the bench. Tell me what to do right now. And he would trust him and be like, like, I didn't personally do the scouting, but I trust Todd. Like, I've confirmed that, like, we see the same thing. And it got to a point where, like, the assistant was essentially
would we say that
ghostwriting the plays.
overall the sport of basketball has the most volatility for the head coaching position because of either firings or people just leaving for another job? It's like NBA, we've had so many coaches that you would expect to be retained just get fired. And in college basketball, you also just have coaches leaving for other schools left, right. So
yeah, like college basketball, the coaching carousel hits like a freight train because what you were saying, hey, I don't know exactly, but I think you have 15 scholarship players on a basketball team.
yeah,
Regardless, 9 of them play. Okay, so 9 players you're focusing on. You can assemble 9 guys together. And a lot of the times when you leave a school right now, the top players are coming with you to that next college.
yeah. I mean, look at what happened with Kentucky.
Yeah,
Not necessarily.
Kentucky,
They didn't necessarily
Michigan,
follow. They didn't necessarily follow Cal, but they did all leave.
Well, like commits decommitted from Kentucky
to come
Arkansas.
to Arkansas. Yes.
So, like in a sense, yes, and hey, that's how Cal does it. He takes freshmen. So in a way, yeah, like same thing happened there. But yeah, no, I think you're right. Like college basketball, it is more frequent coach firings or leavings. And like another thing is like NBA coaching. Like I feel like right now in the NBA, like hey, I don't exactly know, but I would say there's only like 8, 9 coaches in the NBA that are like, oh, that guy knows his shit. He is locked in.
Well, you would have thought though that
years.
Also would have been the Nuggets head coach. The Malone probably was in that list.
Yeah, but he isn't even one, and so because of that, there's gonna be a lot of NBA openings coming up right here, and I would guess some college coaches are gonna get some calls. Dan Hurley was almost the head coach of the Lakers.
Yeah, I also kind of understand why they did not hire him now, though.
Yeah, no, it would have been a absolute disaster. LeBron would have had him fired by November.
They wouldn't even made it. They wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have.
There's only like a week and a half in October. Okay,
yeah, they wouldn't have made it
by the end of that.
They wouldn't have made it to November. It would have been 2 games into the season to be like, nope, see ya.
Yeah, but I mean that would have been absolute disaster. And it's like right now, the one aggro NBA coach where like he can do it, and it like kind of works as Tibbs in New York for the Knicks. Like he will look Josh Hart dead in the eyes and be like, "You are playing 48 minutes tonight. Okay, you're not looking at the bench, Josh. You are playing the whole game," and they have to do it. Okay, because he told them. That's like the only coach right now that could demand that, and the players will be like, "All right, sure, I will not sit tonight."
I mean, I'm trying to think of any other coaches that might have that ability.
I mean, there's a ton of excellent coaches.
Maybe
Okay,
Steve Kerr.
I
But
don't
it's the
think
problem is the
Steve
players on the
Kerr's like
team.
that.
He's also not going to do that. But he would, if he wanted to, he would have that capability.
Well, okay, let's say this. I would actually say Steve Kerr doesn't do it, but now this isn't confirmed. I'm speculating. But while you bring this up, Everett, what are the odds that Steve Kerr uses Draymond as
To do
his
that, that's his enforcer.
mediator,
That's his enforcer.
enforcer?
Very high. Very, very high.
Because now
Very,
I'm putting
very,
two
very
and two
high.
together, and that actually makes a lot of sense. Like Steve Kerr isn't going to go up to Jordan Poole and tell him stop pulling up half court threes when the dude next to you is the greatest shooter ever and like actually has like a 46% chance of making it and you're in the 20s. Like Steve Kerr, I don't think he's having that tough conversation, but he will, and Draymond will gladly do it too. But
Draymond will just choke his ass out on the court during the game. Like
he will beat his ass.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Popovich definitely has that ability.
Pop
will walk over there and be like, "Yo,
yeah,
don't even look at this shit. Wemby, do not even fucking look over there."
Yeah. No, Pop can, but like, you kind of get what I'm saying though.
No, I do. It's the aura of the coach.
Yeah,
like I get you.
But it's like just overall, like just basketball, like yeah, we just saw Malone get axed. I don't know the Grizzlies coach name, but he got axed, and Grizzlies were like fourth in the East or West. I'm sorry. Like all these teams are like performing, doing very well, and
I mean, currently they are now seventh since they've cut them. By the way.
Okay, like I would just imagine the NBA, how player driven it is, how much power the players have. I don't see how this move could have happened unless Jokic not requested it, but Jokic had to have approved. There's no way they're firing the coach unless Jokic says, yeah, do it. No way they're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. The Nuggets are locked into a playoff spot unless they lose. I don't know how many games though left that they have to play. They're on a 4-game losing streak right now. So if they lose another 2, I believe they could get knocked out into the play-in game. But like,
okay, you know what? Real quick, just quick little NBA thought, and we can get off this really quick. Okay, if this is too much thinking and we don't want
too much basketball,
we should reserve the thinking to other stuff. But I'm just taking a look at the standings right now because you brought it up last episode how tight the West is. Yes. I literally would have had no idea it was that tight unless
the Wolves just imploded last night, by the way. They gave up 26 points in, I believe, 4 minutes or 5 minutes and lost.
It happens. But do we think this is going to be the season where one of these young teams actually makes a run like the Cavs or the Thunder or even the Rockets a little bit? Or is it going to be like the past NBA playoffs where if you get into a series against a LeBron, a Luka, and
the Thunder has made it deep before. The Thunder's made it deep.
I
believe they lost to the Mavs last year.
Thunder playoff
because the Wolves played the Nuggets.
No, it was Wolves, Mavs, and the.
No, but I'm saying Wolves played Nuggets, and then they played the Mavs in the conference championship.
Well, then they just won one series against the 8 seed.
I'm saying I believe that the Mavs played the Thunder.
They did, and they beat the Thunder.
Yeah,
but that just means the Thunder won just one round against the last seed.
I mean, I think the Thunder will make it to the conference championship this year. I do not know if I would say they'll make the NBA Finals.
All right, Everett. Since 2017, how many playoff series have the Oklahoma City Thunder won? Since 2017. Playoff series. How many have they won?
2.
Now, they've won at least one.
2.
I just gave that away.
2.
The answer is one.
Oh, really?
They've won one playoff series since Kevin Durant left.
Wow. I would have thought they won some with Paul George, but I guess not.
Nope. Dame time.
Oh, that is right.
Dame time.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say of all these teams, now like the Cavs are an absolute unit this year. Absolute unit. Actually, no. Cavs would have a better chance of the Thunder. I was about to say Thunder have a better chance of going. No. It's the Cavs.
I'm just going to say this as a general matter, Grant. There is an opportunity for a Celtics-Lakers championship game. And I believe that
I don't think the Lakers can get to the NBA Finals.
I believe Adam Silver might call in a little favor.
Hey.
And say,
the NBA really needs it. They really do right now.
They do.
And shit. Just watching a Dodgers Yankees World Series, I know that made.
You tell me this much:
really
if it's the Cavs Thunder in the NBA Finals, no way watching that.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Just do a lockout next season. I don't even know if a CBA's up. Just do it because no one wants to watch.
But
that's how. Adam Silver. I may have just given you an idea. You know how one way to increase viewership? You limit the supply of the games. You take it away for a little bit. Then fans are like, what the hell? I want to watch the NBA. Oh, you want to watch it? Oh, we'll start the season now then.
I mean, you tell me this much. Like, if you have, like, the only, I would say, maybe 3 teams that people would be interested in actually watching from the Eastern Conference are Celtics, Knicks, and Bucks. Probably just the Celtics and Knicks. I don't even know about the Bucks.
Really, just Celtics.
Just and Knicks.
I don't give a shit.
And if you look at the same thing, if you look at the same thing from the Western Conference, it's probably 3 teams in the Lakers, Nuggets, and Warriors, and arguably it might just be the Lakers and Warriors because the Nuggets just fired their head coach.
Yeah, you're actually bringing up a really good point. Yeah, no, this is a problem. This is a problem. Circle it, red marker. Thick, bold, red. Okay, gotta make this stick. Yeah, problem. NBA.
Like
how to solve it? I don't know that answer. I wish I did.
It's called it's called cheating, Brant. It's called rigging the game.
Yeah. There's only one man that can say it. Send in the enforcer, Scott Foster. I
thought you were actually going a different direction with the enforcer. I was bringing a man out of retirement.
Tim Donaghy?
Yeah. I was gonna say you're bringing him out of retirement.
Bring out the goat of goats. Okay.
Oh God!
Yeah, and then Ipe's the baseline judge too. Yeah, just get everyone involved.
You keep Scott Foster in there. Scott can stay. Yeah. Scott can stay.
Scott Foster's just my favorite. Is like there was one playoff game recently where I don't know what just happened in Scott Foster's life, but he was calling these charges and these blocks with a little extra oomph. And I don't know who teed Scott Foster off before that game.
Probably Chris Paul.
I mean, he was putting on a clinic when it came to ref hand motions on different fouls. It was a legendary performance. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up NBA talk. We'll wrap up quickly with just some MLB things real quick. So just first things first, a overall NL West little tidbit fun fact.
Yeah.
This is the first time just in MLB history that 3 teams in the same division started the season, I believe 9-3 at least. That is in the NL. That is in the NL Best this year. Can confidently call them the NL Best, and that belongs to the San Diego Padres, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and can you guess the third?
Giants.
It is the San Francisco Giants, not the Arizona Diamondbacks. And that is in
I'll
Uh,
tell you who is
I,
definitely not.
oh shit.
It's definitely not the Rockies. So
Yeah, no, Rockies are deplorable,
yeah, no,
but the Giants
I
being frisky, no, don't like that.
not enjoying
Nope,
that one.
nope,
I still
don't like
remember to
that.
this day Trevor
Nope.
Bauer's last start was against the Giants,
Yep.
and I did we win that game? Yeah, we won that game. We did win that game.
hmm
Um,
I know we won that because I went either the night after or the night before, and I watched a 2-game Dodgers sweep.
it
So
would have
I
had to have
know we
been
won that one.
it would have had to have been the night before because I think I got in
That
that
could have been
day.
it.
I think I
But yeah,
got in
no,
that day.
I came and I got my sweep. I saw it. And yeah, but for me, for the rest of the time, the Giants will always be my enemy number one. When it comes to my Dodger fandom,
Yeah, no.
Giants
We
will
pick
always.
we pick on the Padres. We make fun of the
Yeah,
Padres.
Padres have made this fun.
You have never heard us picking on the Giants on this
No, no,
podcast. And there's reasons for that.
you will never ever hear me say a single positive thing about the San Francisco Giants or anybody affiliated with that organization. But them being good terrifies me. That no, I didn't want to have to think about you this year, but now I have to. So that's pleasant. But just some overall league things going around real quick. Uh, I don't want to give myself credit because it is super early, but the Baltimore Orioles pitching staff is the second worst in the MLB.
Yeah, I believe so.
Third worst in the MLB, according to my numbers. I hate to say it, but I was right on that one. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
They've got a
Baltimore.
6 run difference between scored and allowed. It's
Yeah, it's
negative,
just
by the way.
they've given up 61 runs. That is
Yes.
just a lot right now for
Well,
them.
the worst team in baseball overall for runs allowed is the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Um,
STL, and then it's the homeless team.
then I believe it is Cubs, Brewers, Pirates, and then
Yeah, I'll
finally
say just
Orioles.
some quick little fun facts. I can't believe I'm saying this, but shout out to the Chicago White Sox pitching staff. I believe they are
Was not familiar with
third
your game.
third in the MLB in runs allowed this year. So
It's just
shout out
unfortunate that their
Southside.
offense is disgustingly horrible.
Yeah, no, atrocious. Looks awful.
How's
But
Miguel Vargas doing?
not great. But despite that, the Atlanta Braves somehow have a worse offense. I was very incorrect in saying Braves team to watch. Everett, I know it's early, but I'm ready to say it. The Atlanta Braves season is already over. No, it is already. They are 2-8.
Wow.
I'm ready to say they are already. It is already done.
Hey, you know what we can at least say though is White Sox. Your pitchers are going to be looking real nice at the deadline, boys. Going to be looking real nice at the
Gonna
deadline.
look nice and tasty. But all right, Dodger talk here to wrap up.
Yeah.
Uh, first couple weeks, or yeah, week and a half been interesting. Little experience. Started off with best start Dodgers have had since like the 50s or the 40s. A
Yeah.
ridiculous
Yes. Yes.
9-0 start to the season. Unreal, but um, it's been very yucky since
Look,
then.
I mean, I'll be honest. Outside of not today's Nationals game, but I guess the second game of the series, like all the losses, like yes, the Dodgers have played bad. Like watching Kike absolutely miss balls playing first and getting like very bad. But I will at least say that in these losses, I mean it's 3-2, 8-7, 6. Like they are close games. Then historically speaking,
Yeah, and they are like
the
fighting.
Dodgers don't get to that point in previous years. So
yeah, no, this is actually
that's the silver lining.
These are some things I've been thinking of. So that's a positive outlook. A massive complaint we've had with the Dodgers past playoff runs is they just don't. I say like they have no heart in those late innings. They don't want to fight back. They're not scrappy. They give up. They roll over. They die. But they do have fight in them. They are staying in the game. They're not giving up. They're not quitting. There is still fight and some dog in them, which I love. But the trade-off is we've been awful in early innings, which has kind of been the big propelling point for this team to average 100 wins for the past decade.
Yeah.
Like a standard Dodger baseball game, it's like a 6-2, 6-3 game,
you've
and
even said
5 runs
yourself,
come in one inning.
you've said a lot of the time, like a lot of the time in the past when we've gone to games, you go, all right, well, they haven't scored by like the fourth inning, game's over. Or like you're like we're not it's over. We're not doing anything. So like and I think it's a little bit different this year. Like the Dodgers are now scoring more in the later part, but I do think in a lot of those games, like the games with the Braves, like we were seeing a lot of scoring coming in the end. Like we were seeing a lot of scoring coming in the last little bit of those games, and I mean, with the Phillies too, like the Edmund shot, like that was in the ninth inning, right? I believe it was in the ninth inning, and then Muncy just completely choked.
Yep.
But like we are seeing things happen, plays happening later in the games. The problem is we're starting off so slowly to start the games, not just always hitting, but like pitching too. Like we're letting up runs.
Yeah,
early
starters have been
games.
awful, and it's not just we've Landon Knack. He just died for our sins on the mound today. Justin Robleski, he died for our sins yesterday. Okay, he took one for the team, but it's not just them. It is our big name guys who are also really struggling right now. Yama and Dustin May are the two pitchers who have been excellent. Them two have been unreal. Both Yama with a 1.69 ERA, Dustin with a 0.8 ERA right now. They've been absolutely unbelievable.
He pitched yesterday, also, didn't he?
May.
I thought May pitched yesterday. He got the L, unfortunately, even though he let up one run.
Still pitching really well. Also, I want to shout out Jack Dreyer. Way to keep the mound dry. He's been excellent. Also, a name to watch, and this is shout out to these pitching analytics accounts on Twitter. But the name to watch, Everett. Remember this name, Ben Kasparius.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
In terms of stuff, pitch movement, I think how nasty he is. He has a 4-pitch mix.
I think I watched
60 to 70 graded pitches.
I watched him come in during a Braves game, and one of my friends who's a massive seam head, I was like, dude, like we're putting in Kasparius to relieve right now. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, I want Bruzdar, like I want some like like one of the guys or like a trainer. I was like, it's like no, dude, like Kasparius is nasty. Like he is very good. And I was like, it's like what? And then I saw him pitch, and yeah, he was right. He was right.
He's the real deal. He is very, very good right now. I'm seeing. Yeah, Vestia's doing pretty good. Banna's been pretty good. Yates also, for the most part.
Well, Kirby Yates, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't like Kirby Yates. Like overall, like I am not a fan of Kirby Yates.
A reason. Chance for that?
I mean, I just like every time
anything to do with his facial hair and maybe like how he looks.
No, it is solely every time I watch a game that Yates get put in, he like blows a lead or lets up a lot of runs. Like every game that I've seen that he's pitched in, he's made. I know that he's only allowed 2 runs.
Fun fact of the day.
I only know that he's allowed 2 runs this season. Fun.
Wait, just no, that wasn't that. Fun fact of the day. Can you guess where Kirby Yates was born? I don't know if he's from here, but can you guess where he was born?
Minnesota?
No. He looks like he'd be born in Minnesota. He was born in Hawaii.
Really?
Kirby Yates, birthplace Lihu, Hawaii?
La Jolla,
Hawaii.
Yeah, I believe it's La Jolla. That
he's
surprises
probably
me.
The least Hawaiian tropical
looking guy, yeah.
He looks like the most stereotypical MLB relief pitcher.
No, like
ever,
I
that
could still
goatee beard.
I can still be bought over, but I think maybe it's my impression because like the main game that I watched him pitching this year was the Phillies game, so I watched him just blow our lead.
Yeah, he may have just got rocked one time. One thing I'll say about him that I really, really like, and why I think he's going to play a large role down the stretch, he has an elite K9 right now. So he is striking out guys at a ridiculous rate. He has a K9 currently of 18 and a half, which means he averages, if he pitches one inning, two of those outs are strikeouts. And where that's going to be valuable is in the playoffs with runners in scoring position. And we need a reliever to come in. And like, it's not just getting an out. You cannot give up contact. You need to get a strikeout here. That's where he's going to provide value.
Yeah, I mean,
a strikeout relief pitcher.
The hope is that he keeps
like Bluestar struggles with. Trinan's an excellent strikeout pitcher. But we now have two righties who you can be confident putting them in and expecting a strikeout. You can be confident in those two guys. So like that a lot. And like Tanner Scott also has a bit of that too. His strikeouts aren't looking too great this year. His stuff's been a little bit off. But it'll still early for Tanner. And I'd imagine we're probably working on something with him. But yeah, pitching has been kind of a mess. Hitting wise though, just some quick little figure it out, buddies. Max Muncy, figure it out. Figure it out, Max. You need to figure it out. Also, right now, Kike, you need to figure it out. I know you're moving to first. That's probably going to end. I'm pretty sure Freddie will be playing on Friday. So when you're listening to this tomorrow, he'll be back. So Kike, hopefully, I would expect his hitting to improve going back to second or center, wherever he's going to play. Just being in a comfortable position, I expect him to be better. And Pages fielding, it's so weird because he made a ridiculous play today in the center where I was like, dude, what the hell? Like you are clearly talented, very talented, but
yeah, I don't know. I saw
twice
that,
a week, you'll make an atrocious error.
The notorious play that we're thinking of, like I saw that, and part of me thought that maybe it was like the ball kind of started curving midair when he turned around, so I feel like he was anticipating it over there, and then the wind picked it and moved it. But overall, that's not an excuse for every other error that he has made while fielding this season and hitting too. By the way,
some just bad moments, and yeah, he had a big time home run today, which was massive and slightly picking up a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna just need more consistency out of these non 9-figure contract players.
Yeah. But I think that's a good spot to end the episode, Grant. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at Everett Stakes and at Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications so don't miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on Instagram and on TikTok. So make sure to check us out there as well at the Waterboy Pod. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.